Boom, and welcome to another episode of Nobody Watching. For as smart as we like to think we are, we seem to be a highly superstitious species, even in this advanced age. It's not enough to marvel at all the wonders that surround us. It's not enough to wake up having a plan for the day, following that plan and responding in kind as our loose plan shifts and changes with the conditions of our reality, and then ending the day knowing that we did the best we could and there will always be a tomorrow to try again. Probably. I'm not sure where it comes from or how it became so entrenched in how we live our lives, but it's clear that being here, being present in the moment, and being who we are is just not enough. For example, I can officially say for the first time in my life, as far as I can recall, that I have not been sick with the cold or flu or pretty much anything outside of whatever I might be allergic to for over 1 full year. So while the pandemic rages outside my door, and I don't intend for my experience to sound boastful, the one benefit of constantly being masked, practicing mindful social distancing, my religious applications of antibacterial goo, hand washing, limiting my usually exotic trips to local retail establishments, and avoiding people in general, I'm healthy. Now, some people will be perfectly fine with hearing me say that I'm healthy in such a matter-of-fact, no-nonsense fashion, while others will settle into a sense of unease because they will feel that making such a bold statement tests the powers that be, tempts the ire of karma, angers the gods, and invites a wave of negative energy to come get me and punish me for my hubris. In short, they will think I have jinxed myself. Let no act of feeling good about yourself go unpunished, right? What is that? As another example, let's say you're leaving the house for the day, but as you head out the door, you trip over an umbrella near the doorway. Angrily, you kick it away and you rush out. Later that day, as you sit waiting for the bus, it starts to rain really hard, and you can't help but think your tripping over the umbrella was an omen. It was right there, and had you been more in tune with your universe or whatever, you could be happily underneath it now instead of getting soaking wet. The stupid umbrella was probably a message from the universe that rain was coming, right? And in yet another scenario, let's say you walk into a plain white room, unremarkable in its features except for the white table in the middle of the room, and on that table there just happens to sit a plump, ripe, red tomato. The pragmatic person will take the scene for what it is. Someone left a tomato on the table in the middle of the room. And then she will likely go about her way because she realizes that based on all existing information, none of this has anything to do with her, odd as it may be. Others may not be able to help but stop and wonder, based on all available information, why someone left a tomato on the table like that. They just left it there. What does it mean? There's nobody around but you and the tomato, and clearly you were brought together by some magical circumstance, right? Is the tomato there for you? Were you subconsciously hoping to encounter a random tomato in the wild like this? What if the tomato were a stack of money? Could it be a sign? We put a lot of stock in our jinxes, our omens, and our signs. What we seem to want more than anything is to recognize, embrace, and better understand the deeper meaning of all things, the connections and interconnections we have with all things, and I mean all of the things, no matter how minute. And where there is no deeper meaning, that we can see at least, we work hard to A, make sure there really isn't one, or B, make absolutely sure that there isn't one, or C, invent one, or at least invent the possibility of one. Consider those times when someone waves at you from across a crowded room. They look happy to see you. You may not even remember who they are, but you are so engaged in the positive energy of the moment that you wave back. That is until you realize that the waving person is not waving at you at all, but someone behind you. And in that moment, you cannot pull your hand out of the sky fast enough. There was a sign there, but you misread that sign, and now you have to pretend like waving is your favorite thing to do, and you do it randomly and at will, like you're the queen, or running for office, or you're in a parade or something. We want so much to be in tune, to be special, to be worthy of selection, to have grasped the message from energy for the greater good and for bragging rights and other potential rewards. We want to feel as though we are not here on our own and that the universe in its own special way is guiding us. Think of all the people going about their day looking for signs, heeding their omens, stepping over cracks and knocking on wood to avoid some jinx. When given the limited amount of supporting information and direction each metaphysical event supplies, you may be reading entirely wrong. like waving at strangers. The flip side is that we are here on our own and that there are no signs. The universe brought us here, gave us ingredients for everything we need, and we are left to figure it all out. No secret hints, no random punishments, just instincts which develop through life experience and learning and plain old random circumstances. The lesson being, you learn to adapt to the things that happen in your life, and that is how you make it through. Of course, it's not as fun. Getting a magical nudge or a glittering sense of mystical insight is the sweeter sugar that can help make the medicine go down. What made you turn left today instead of right? Was it a sign? A glitch in the matrix? Who knows? But if you think you see an omen, don't jinx it. It might just be a sign. We'll see you next time.